Alright, Shalom. This is Gamaliel out of GMS ATL. Alright, first of all, giving all praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Also, double honors to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Alright, and I got a couple articles that I'm about to bring out. Now, I'm about to get into a couple articles, a couple recent news updates. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into it. The first one is World War III. West accused of provoking Russia. Concerns about World War III have surfaced yet again. Alright, the global finger pointing continues today after Russian President Vladimir Putin made some remarks suggesting that the West is provoking his country. Which, we know that already. Now there's some rumblings about the possibility of World War III. At least for now, it appears as if a second Cold War may be on the horizon. Now, if you're not familiar with the Cold War, I did a little bit of research, or just looked up into the history of it. The Cold War was really, to some degree, it was somewhat of an arms race. All right, and you got two sides. It wasn't any physical, altercations with that war, but it was really just like an arms race. You got two sides that are trying to build up nuclear arsenal and kind of threaten each other, in that sense. Now, and look at how these guys are walking, man. Look at their facial expressions, man. Then look at this guy, these guys aren't playing, man. They're walking hard, man. You know, Tazayawan brought that out, when we were studying, man. These guys, they're not playing, man. Stern. All right. Will another Cold War precede World War III? The West has also accused Putin of fanning tensions that could lead to World War III, although he denies doing that. Instead, the Russian president accuses NATO of pressuring his country by expanding in Europe, calling that expansion a geopolitical game changer. All right, because we already know, America and NATO, they're trying to spread, man. They're trying to, you know, um, get everyone down, get everyone to join their new world order, man. Putin reportedly made the comments to a German interviewer, which was recorded last week after Russia expelled diplomats from Poland and Germany. Moscow also deported a Latvian who was accused of spying on the Russian government. All right, how will Russia respond? Which we know eventually they're going to respond with nuclear weapons. The interviewer asked Putin about the back and forth finger pointing with the West and Russia's obvious increase in displays of its military strength near Western countries, and whether that will result in a second Cold War. So they're not they're not holding back with these questions, man. The Russian president answered that since NATO has expanded twice in Central and Eastern Europe, they had to respond by flexing their military muscles for the world to see. All right, so this is Putin talking. He's clearly saying that he had to flex his muscles, man. That's why they did those nuclear launch tests. All right, he said they began doing strategic international flights years ago after U.S. sent nuclear bombers to areas not far from Russia. Those flights continued even after the end of the Cold War. All right. Now let's see. Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott said he told Putin last week that Moscow should stop trying to recreate the lost glories of Tsarism or the old Soviet Union, because that's what Putin wants to do. He wants to bring back their glory days. All right. A few months ago, U.S. President Barack Obama reportedly told Jay Leno, former host of The Tonight Show, that frequently Russia will slip back into Cold War thinking. Australian German Chancellor Angela Merkel talked a lot about Putin earlier this week at the G20 summit. She said the West would continue to sanction Russia as long as they felt the need to. She also warned that Russia's influence in Eastern Europe is growing and that Moscow shouldn't be able to push apart the US and Europe. Other Western leaders have also spoken against Russia, with some calling for more diplomacy and others saying the West isn't being too hard on Russia. All right, so that's it on that. That article is on valuewalk.com. You can go look it up. Now, it's another article that involves U.S. and Russia. All right, I won't get too much into it. I'm just gonna um, really just kind of paraphrase it. Putin, mutual respect, non-interference will improve relations with U.S. This is the words of Putin. We are ready for practical cooperation with our American partners concerning a wide range of issues under the principles of mutually understanding each other without interfering in each other's internal affairs. Okay, so right now, they're all on the same page as far as the New World Order, but, there's certain things that they don't necessarily, or certain details that they don't all necessarily agree with. So, he's saying this article takes place before the previous article that I brought out. So since then, there's been more tension, man. But he says he's ready to cooperate, as long as, we mutually understand each other without interfering. All right. Because, Putin, they want to do their own thing, man. They want to do their own. I mean, they're down with the New World Order, but he still wants to, have his own independence, you know, so to speak. Um, Now, this is another article, which also was dated, before the first article that I brought out. This is Putin, U.S. wants to subdue Russia, but no one did or ever will. The U.S. has no plans to humiliate Russia, but instead wants to subdue it. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said, adding that no one had ever succeeded in doing so and never will. Speaking at a forum of all Russia's People's Front in Moscow on Tuesday, the Russian leader said that history was not about to change and no one would normally manage to suppress the country. All right, so, the Most High is putting that spirit on him, that, he's beginning to not budge, man. He's starting to, the Most High is putting that pride in his spirit, man. Throughout history, no one has ever managed to do so toward Russia, and no one ever will. All right, now I'm gonna just move down a little bit. Oh, also, let's see. He said that people in Russia really like the Americans, but it's the U.S. politics that are not accepted so well. I think Americans people are more liked than disliked by people here in Russia. It's the politics of the ruling class in the U.S. that is likely negatively viewed by a majority of our citizens. All right, which really they hate. Really, they dislike Americans as well. I mean, they look up to our culture because it's all over media, but for the most part, they really look at y'all with disgust, man. You American citizens. We would prefer a Russia that is fully integrated with the global common economy. And this is Barack speaking. The U.S. president told a news conference. And when they throw those words, global economy, that means that's another word for saying New World Order. All right, that's it on that. I'm gonna bring out a couple precepts before I go into my next article. This is Revelations 11 and 18. I looked up this word subdue. All right, and when you go into the etymology dictionary, actually, when you let me just look up Google Dictionary. All right, now that word subdue means overcome, because it says the title says U.S. wants to subdue Russia. All right, now when you look up that word subdue means, let's go back, overcome, quieten, or bring under control, conquer, defeat. All right. Oh, and it also says bring under control by force. All right. So that's what they're trying to eventually bring Russia under control by force, man. Now, let's see. When we go to the etymology definition, it says to conquer, reduce to subjection, same thing. But when you go here, it says deceive, seduce. All right, so you know we also know that that's another thing that America wants to do is deceive them, man. Which we know deceive means devil, deceiver. All right. Now let's see. This is another article that I'm bringing out. This is brand new today. Today is the 21st, Friday. All right. Totally innocent, unarmed 20-year-old accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally shot dead by NYPD police. All right. A rookie NYPD officer accidentally shot and killed an unarmed African American man, of course he's black, in a staircase in a New York apartment block. It happened as Ferguson is tensely awaiting for a grand jury decision. On police officer who shot Mike Brown. All right. Akai Gurley, 28, and his girlfriend Melissa Butler were entering a staircase on the 7th floor in Pink House Project in Brooklyn when two policemen shot down from the 8th floor. Now let's see. Peter Liang and his partner Sean Landu were doing a top-to-bottom patrol. Slovakia. Fired a shot in Gurley's chest without a warning. So this is without warning, man. They didn't present themselves or nothing and shot him, Butler told DNA Info New York. As soon as he came in, the police opened the door to the 8th floor staircase. They didn't identify themselves at all. They just shot. All right. So that just goes to show you, man. They're not playing, man. You know, they not playing, man, with you Jakes. They trying to stir you up. They trying to get you angry, man. These race riots are coming, man. And that's beautiful, man. We want that to happen, man. We want that to happen, man, because you know, and it's beautiful that happened right after this Ferguson thing, during this Ferguson trial, man. Now let's see. Here's another race riot article. We will hunt you down. KKK threatens to shoot anonymous nigger lovers. All right. A bitter war of words between Hacker Collective Anonymous The Ku Klux Klan risks spilling over into real violence, with the right-wing hate group allegedly threatening to shoot dead activists wearing the Guy Fawkes mask in southern Missouri. All right, let's see. It's deer hunting season here in southern Missouri. It's really easy to see how a hunter could mistake someone wearing one of those gay anonymous masks for the hind end of a white-tailed deer. Boom. Oops, sorry, it was an accident. Let's watch this video since I see these riot police. Oh, they took it down. Ain't that a bitch? So apparently, I guess these are the masks that they're wearing. All right, and I don't have to, get up. I don't have to get all into this article, man. Y'all can look it up for yourselves. But I mean, the main point is that the Lord is starting to stir these race tensions up, man. He's starting to stir things up. It's just starting to boil, man. Especially with this NYPD, this New York case, man. And we got another Jake shot dead, man. Another one, man. These Jakes gonna start getting angry, man. These riots gonna come. All right. Let me bring some precepts. Let me bring out some precepts on that. This is Jeremiah 30:7. At last, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. That's the elect. All right, so that's the time we're approaching, is Jacob's trouble, man. Is Jake really gonna start catching hell? That's really what's getting ready to happen. Now let's go to Matthew 24. This is Matthew 24:17. All right, Slack at 15. Let me see. I may not have wrote that down right. Alright, Salakia, I guess I wrote that precept down wrong. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, okay. Right here. Alright, 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. Alright, so that there's going to be a great tribulation. There's going to be a time, such as never was before. All right. And, for the elect's sake, they shall be shortened, man. Man, it's going to get ugly out here, man. Jake's going to start catching hell. All right. Jake's going to start getting angry. And these race riots right around the corner, man. Right around the corner. All right, and with that, I'm going to say shalom.